You're listening to the Oz TV podcast, only on the Oz Network.
Welcome once again to the Oz Network and the Ghost Island recap. I'm Billy Garcia from Survivor Cook Islands, and this time I'm joined with Survivor Fiji's Anthony Robinson. Brother, it's been too long.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. How you rolling, man?
I'm doing good, man. I miss you a lot, man. You and I used to hang out a lot.
Oh, we used to go deep. We used to karaoke to the hard metal classics, as I recall.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wasn't sober during much of that, so
nobody was. It's all good.
yeah. So I'm already gonna put a disclaimer in case any of that footage just happens to pop up suddenly.
Yeah. Amen, and amen.
So how you liking the season so far, Survivor Ghost Island?
This season's been fun. It's always fun. Like, I've been really happy since they moved back to Fiji because, as you know, we are OG Fiji. It's like a little bit like going home. Yeah, dude, this season's been fun. Like, I know some people, I know like all of our Survivor alumni brothers and sisters are kind of split on it. Some people are really down with it. Some people are kind of like, I don't know. But me, I'm enjoying it. It feels like it's a throwback to the transition game. So it's almost like it's a throwback to like about like 10 12 years ago. Wow, we can actually say that at this point. About 10, 12 years ago, when we were in transition between like, the old school Survivor and the new school, it feels like everybody's kind of like they're kind of backing up a little bit because of the twists.
Yeah.
Because of the twists, they got to kind of work it a little bit differently because it's like anything can happen Tuesday in here. It's like this week's the stick, and last week it was two idols, and this week it's two idols combined. And it's like it's all sorts of different things going on. So it's exciting to watch. I'm like, it's like Survivor history going on. So it's really neat.
So would you call it postmodern Survivor, or would you call it the new old school?
I would have to think that we going to call this postmodern Survivor. Yeah, actually, I think this is postmodern Survivor. And really it is, because it's like Survivor's been on long enough now that people literally grew up watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people who have literally grown up watching Survivor, and their parents watched it. Now they watch it, and it really bothers me because I remember where I was when I first saw it, and I would like to say I'm not that old, but I'm that old. Yeah, it's like it's the new Survivor. I mean, it's literally, it's like we've gone full circle, that people understand the game so well now. They understand the game, they understand a lot of the history and some of the crazier nuances. And it's great because like watching this season is like watching people who are fans of the show, who get the nuances, combined with people who are fans of the show who completely don't care about the nuances. and it's great because you watch these folks some people get super frustrated. Like, it is great watching some of these folks get so incredibly frustrated because people aren't playing Survivor right. They're like, you're not playing it right. This is like, you can't count like that, and you can't put these things together, and you can't talk about stuff. You got to shut up and you do this stuff. And then you have people who are like going like, yes, I know this is how this game was played, but I'm gonna play it this whole new way and I'll make it work. And they're both absolutely doing it. And they're both right. They're both like, it's a new game, but it's the old game that we all know and love. And you get two different styles, kind of. It's like you take a little bit of peanut butter and you put a little bit of chocolate, and you have Jenna Maraska flasking. It is literally like we're watching people, like you say, playing postmodern Survivor. We have enough folks who get the game and are picking and choosing what aspects of it are the most powerful to move forward. And when you introduce the whole thing of old idols becoming new again, and these idols playing almost like they did in the day, but with certain new twists and some of them recapturing some of that same magic that they did for those cool twists, because some of us had suck twists and some had really cool twists. Watching those things play out again, it's for me. And I know people will disagree, but for me, it's exciting to watch.
That's cool. You know what really hurt was maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was grabbing a pizza, and I was wearing my Survivor hat, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I love that show." I'm like, "Oh really? I was on it." He was like, "When?" And I was like, "I was on the 13th season." Oh, that was before my time. That hurt, man. That hurt.
Man, I get that. It's funny because as you know, there ain't that many people with brown skin that have played this game. So, and most of them came from our 2 seasons. So,
Yes.
so when folks go like, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? I don't know you. It's like you're familiar, and I'm like going like, well, do you watch Survivor? They're like, oh, did you work on that show? And I'm like, oh god, you know. But yeah, it's like Survivor's been along long enough that unless you were a giant, which let's be real, I was not a giant, all right? I know I wasn't a giant. I was a giant to some, but unless you were a giant on that show, like a lot of people don't remember you, and even for us, there's at this point 500 some of us around.
Crazy
Right?
number.
I lost count. Like
Yeah.
I've lost count. Right? So the last time we did a census, because for those of you guys who don't know, we do have Survivor parties and we get together. And the last time they invited kind of everybody together, CBS did this big 10-year anniversary. We've actually been on long enough now that was a while ago. That was when I was on Survivor. That's how long ago it's been on. They did a 10-year anniversary. I can't remember. Did you come out for that? Yeah,
we got drunk together.
You
what are you talking about?
we got lit that night.
Yeah.
A lot of us got lit because but
It's free
man,
drinks,
but
man.
it was free drinks. It was free drink. Okay, imagine this. Peep this, if you will. This beautiful soundstage, decorated like Survivor, with tiki drinks flowing and sushi and people you haven't seen and people you've never met, and people you have met, and all of us got together. It was like the world's best frat reunion of all time.
Yes.
And I have some clouded memories around that time.
There's footage floating around of some of us on the dance floor, which yeah, exactly. That was my reaction.
Let's not talk about that.
All right.
Let's not talk about the dance floor footage because that was fun. But at that time, I mean, like how many there was like just over like 250 of us. Like I think we were approaching 300. We hadn't even hit that yet, and now there's like 500 people have played this game, and some of us have played it like 4 and 5 times. Rob.
Ozzy.
So man, yeah. So some of us have played this game many times and have not won it, even though we got all the way to the end. I love her to pieces, but you know who I'm talking about, Brenda. But it's there's a lot of us now, and like unless you're wearing a name tag at this point, like I sometimes have to literally freeze the footage and be like, who's that? Who's that? Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Now you know how CBS likes to cast with putting pictures on the board, and now we got to do that just to keep track of one another.
Seriously, like somebody needs to design. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out to y'all listeners over down under. Okay, I would like for somebody to come up with an app that's just for survivors. It can be for Australian Survivor, New Zealand. Both really good shows, by the way. We watch. Like original OG Survivor, Israel. Put it together an app. Okay, put together an app for us that we can just like lock into our phones so that when somebody texts you or calls you, you can be like, what, it just launches up what season and who, so we don't have to think about it because there's a lot of us.
And it's having such a huge resurgence globally now that globally the numbers have got to be like getting close to like 5,000 of us that ever played, because like the Belgian one went on forever.
Yeah. Belgium went on forever. I mean, we're at the point now where it's like Australia just had an All Stars, right? so it's like, dude, has that show been on that long? Yes, it has. So I mean, there's an army of us. So like I'm still voting for. I know we talked about this before. You and I talked about this.
Yeah.
If they ever do like in World Survivor, there needs to be World. Okay, y'all start, everybody who's listening to this, start pinging your producers, start pinging all the people, like all the different networks that show this. We want us as survivors. We want like a World Survivor. We want like, one world, one survivor. Like
Survivor,
49 countries.
Survivor Summit or Survivor Olympic Survivor. I don't even know.
It's like 49 countries. Like I'm doing my Jeff impression. It's like 49 countries. 179 days. 95 players, only one survivor. You know, like a year later, everybody's still watching Glued. You know,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
we
It'll
all look
be
like Cabbage Patch Kids. We exhaust the most exhausting television show of all time, Survivor World Survivor.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it'll be like 8 months in, and it's time for your first reward challenge of the season.
Challenge. You're like, man, we haven't eaten in 3 months. We ate Nancy over there. She
Yeah,
split her leg open.
yeah.
And we just amputated it, but like, you know, the doctor said it was cool. He needed to amputate, so we just ate her leg. It was gangrenous, and it's okay. She's still here. We didn't vote her out because we need her for later. We need the numbers. Um, God,
Oh my gosh! But all right, so let's get into the episode.
all right, let's do this thing.
Because we could be
Let's
doing
do this
this
thing.
all night.
All night. Y'all have no idea. We can do this literally all night long. But I know the time is ticking. Time we gotta go. Okay. Okay. All right.
All right, so last episode, Libby gets the axe. She gets the boot, and typical to Survivor, we get the aftermath. But what's different is they set up the theme of the entire episode with the first scene where Desiree is pitching this idea to the remaining Malolo 4 about going after the trio of Dominic, Wendell, and Kellen. And that conversation sets up the whole episode.
The entire episode. Yeah, that was. We've all had that conversation at some point. I think every last one of us were like, we're on the bottom. Let's make sure we not stay on the bottom, and we try to make a move. And man, that was daring. Was that daring? I think that was daring.
I get that she was doing this. It just turned like Laurel is pretty much wrapped around Dominic's finger, and I think Desiree just didn't know.
I was mad at my girl. First of all, can I just say I'm excited that there's this many black people this late in the season.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
But no, I mean, but no, this many black folk this late in the season is actually for me coming from a season where we had a black final three is a big deal. I was like, yes, Laurel, because Laurel's my girl. I was like, Laurel and Wendell are gonna be here, and Desi's gonna be there. It's gonna be all good. And then she's like, I'm gonna make a move, and she made a move. Let's face it, that was a bold, important move that she really didn't need. She needed to make that move, right? But dude, I'm mad at Laurel.
yeah. No, I feel you.
I'm mad at Laurel.
I feel you because there was no what's it called BM BGK, what's it called, Black BWK or BWM? What's it called? I'm sorry, man.
I don't even know. But I'm mad at her because
BGM.
okay, because
Yeah.
well, BGM,
Yeah.
Black Girl Mojo. But but even that aside, I ain't even worried about that. I mean, like the thing about Survivor is, and you know this, all information is important. Okay, all information is important, and how you share it, and who you share it, and when you share it, are big deals. So, Laurel just get like that wasn't even like I think he's in trouble. I gotta save him. She knew that she still had numbers. And that's something that she could have very easily kept to herself until it became an issue. It wasn't an issue yet. That's like that's back pocket knowledge that you just kind of go, all right, she's willing to flip, or any of it, you had that conversation like, she wants to flip. Do any of us want to flip? I don't know if I want to flip. Do you want to flip? I don't want to flip. Well, if we need to flip, we can flip. That means we have a vote. If we need, like that's how you work that. But she just straight out went like, psst, come here. She's gonna vote all of us out. That's what she's working to do. And the thing was, what I think was funny about that, she stirred up at the pot in a way that threw somebody else under the bus. She threw like two other people under the bus that didn't even need to be in that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to a little bit of devil's advocate, to
Okay.
Laurel's defense here, it was Desiree that made a promise that she could bring in Chelsea and Angela. It was a promise that she shouldn't have made because she hadn't even spoke to them yet about the idea.
No, she shouldn't have made that promise. But at the same time, it's kind of like, she said, like, I'm sure I can bring them in. That wasn't a, like they're with me. That was, I can bring them in. Like when you start doing stuff like that, like I can bring them in. That's like maybe we should go talk to those other girls first and figure out if something's going down because we want to make it move. Um, that's my Earl voice, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Um, y'all know I talk high. But uh, it's the thing. It's like if you're gonna make that kind of move, and somebody else is making that move, and you think that it's a possibility that it's real, you go confirm it with somebody else. You don't just start talking, like going like she's gonna vote us out because maybe she's making a move by herself.
All right, so we go to the reward challenge, and they divided it up by 2 teams. I hate that they never show the schoolyard pick anymore. Like,
Yeah,
especially when there's somebody being left out, you want to see that somebody get butt hurt. That was Donathan.
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. And the thing is, like in a schoolyard pick, of course, Donathan doesn't get picked in the schoolyard pick. I mean, like I like
I
Donathan.
love.
I really I love this guy. He's great. He's gold mine. But you know how that works.
Oh yeah.
I pick you. I pick you. No, I pick you. Let's go for the strong guy. Let's go for the strong girl. We're gonna put you guys in the basket. Now, Donathan, you can sit that out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy doesn't get any. Well, at least he doesn't get sent to the Ghost Island, or wasn't eligible for it. But damn, he doesn't get a chance at food.
Nothing.
So yeah, exactly. They have the challenge where they paddle out. 2 people paddle out, and they have to untie the binding around a bamboo cage, to release somebody. And of course, the New York guy doesn't know how to paddle or how to steer a boat. Dominic.
You know something about that.
Hey, no, wait. Being Hispanic, it's in my DNA. I'm actually a damn good paddler. I could paddle to Cuba and back without a map or a GPS. And I'm not even from Cuba.
Over land and over sea, they're coming to America.
So,
Run away.
so, the puzzle at the or was there a puzzle? I might be jumping ahead here.
Yes. No. There was a puzzle. There was a puzzle at the end.
The puzzle at the end is a damn logo again.
Dude, that.
I'm like, you're on this show. What is it? 27 days at this point. How could you not know the logo as soon as you look at the puzzle pieces?
It's like they literally should be like, okay, good, throw that one out, all right? Because at that point, it should be burnt again. This is season 36
Yeah.
U.S. Survivor, right? Okay, U.S. Survivor is season 36. At this point, man, that should be burned into your retina. Like you shouldn't even be questioning what that is. Like, what is it? It's the logo. It's not a phrase. It's the logo. Go.
Yeah, and in case there's any doubt, just take off your damn buff.
Take off your buff. Where's your buff? Quick, come here. Hold your buff.
So the team of Chelsea, Jenna, Kellen, Michael, and Sebastian won reward. And then comes the old. We gotta send somebody to the go. I was about to say Exile Island, to Ghost Island.
Yeah.
and none of them has the nerve to pick a name, to say a name. They all just look at each other. Rocks.
I've seen so many rocks this season. I don't think we've seen this many rocks in the entirety of the entire show.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of losing its little bit of its it had pulling rocks at one point had a bit of a mystique to it, and now it's kind of lost that. It's like, yeah, pull rocks.
Yeah, so it reminds me. You remember in hockey where if you saw a shootout, it was a rare thing, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like it's a tie, go to shootout, and it's like, oh, another shootout again. One team. It's like now it's like that. It's like what do? You have to decide or pull rocks. We're gonna pull rocks, Jeff. Again, guys. It's with the rocks.
Exactly. It's too much of a good thing. It was a great thing when it would happen at tribal council. Oh, they're going to rocks.
Yeah.
This is so random. Who's going? Now it's too much of a good thing, where it's rocks every week.
Well, you know what it is. What it is that you have a bunch of players who are very savvy into the social game of Survivor, who are scared to death that they're going to pick somebody's name, and that person's going to come back with an idol and a chip on their shoulder. Because it used to be who are you going to pick to send to exile? Bob's going back. Earl's going back. It's like, like Yule's going back. It's like you knew you picked a person and you sent them, and there were repercussions. Like this is kind of like it's in your fate's in your hands. You can pick your own rocks. It's
Yeah.
like it's a little scaredy cat. I understand it. But dude, that stuff's gonna come back to haunt them later. Like I'm sure of it because it's gonna be like something at the jury. It's like, cool, we get an extra vote, but you have to pull rocks. Who doesn't get to? It's like the final four. It's like somebody gets to go home, but because you guys didn't write a name down, you don't get to choose a name. Pull rocks. Like, oh god, that's a new twist, right? That's a new twist.
Yes.
They're gonna pull rocks for the final four, final three.
You know what, man? If this season gets to where nobody wants to make a decision, I bet you Jeff Probst will pull rocks out of his ass and just throw it at him. There's your damn rocks.
There's your rock. There's your rock. There's your rock.
But, all right.
There's your rock.
Our little group gets helicoptered to a spot literally middle of nowhere, and they just plop down and have a picnic on the side of some hill or something. I don't know. It was like, what? I looked at this and I was like, maybe something fell through. I don't know.
Well, back in the old days, they wouldn't have rented something, but the overheads, everyone's like, oh, Survivor's filming here. It's going to cost a lot more to rent stuff. It's like, damn it. Look. Here's the thing. I will give this to production. Fiji is gorgeous, right? Fiji is a gorgeous place. It's treacherous. The animals and the wildlife all conspires to kill you. It's like Australia light. Okay, y'all know I've spent some time in Australia, a little bit of time. I spent a month there after our show. The spiders are like this, all of them. And they don't flush. It's kind of scary. You got it in the toilet and it doesn't flush. Fiji's kind of like that. Like there's like all these things that you shouldn't touch and you shouldn't eat. You can't eat this and you can't eat that, and that you can eat, but you have to make sure it's not this one, because if you eat that, you'll get sick. And don't look under that tree, because that tree has a sap that drops in your eyes and will instantly blind you. Like seriously, there's a tree that they're like, oh, this is great for firewood, but like don't look underneath it. Like why? It's because if that sap falls in your eye, you're blinded. There's snakes that are out there that bite you. Half the island is volcanic glass.
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean, my season, Boo nearly, bless him, Boo nearly hurt himself out. The first day he comes limping back in the camp, he's like, I cut my feet. And you're like, what? On what? He goes, the rocks. Because it's, they're volcanic islands.
Right.
They're, the Fiji, and so, half of the island is like there's sand and there's glass, and this rock is all sharp.
Yep.
So, when you find those big beautiful overhangs like that, Earl and I shared some time on one of those. Overlooking these islands, they're gorgeous spots. So, I give it to production that they chose a beautiful place that's emblematic of the islands, and with a wonderful helicopter for a background, because we know that it's like you want to use all the production value.
Yeah, they paid for the helicopter. Damn it, it's gonna be the shot.
It's gonna be the shot. We got this for this full day. It's going to be here. We're going to park it, and those guys are going to go back and drink water while you guys strategize. But it's so funny. It's like, it's like, remember back in the day in Survivor, back in our day when we were younger, when they did these picnics and you actually got to see the picnic. Remember that? When you got to actually see having fun and people actually being part of Survivor and in the world. And now it's just kind of like game all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit. It's an evolution of both the show and how people play. It's like people don't go out. I mean, the experience is there and it's all part of that, but it's kind of more background now, even in the show itself, and that's reflected in how people play. At least the edit that we get. It's not so much surviving. It's it's the game.
Yeah,
the game out here.
The show is definitely game heavy in its edit. And speaking of which, game when Angela arrived at Ghost Island. She hits the urn, and holy smokes, after several episodes of nobody playing, we get to see somebody play.
Play it, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then
so she gets a two out of 3 chance at hitting something.
Yeah, you got to go for that. Like that's a 1 in 3 chance. 1 in 3 chance to get it wrong. 2 in 3 you get it right.
Exactly. She had the odds, and you know what?
she chose poorly.
The odds were not ever in her favor. And she loses her vote, which, damn, I really wanted that to be a big significance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
wanted her to be the swing vote. That would have been like
that would have been
yeah.
amazing.
So she loses her vote. While all this is going on, after all this goes on, everybody's back at camp, and Michael's like, yeah, he knows he's next, so he's gonna go. He doesn't care if everybody knows he's gonna go for an idol. He goes for it, and Donathan decides to help him out. And of course, he's the one that gets, or at least
Yeah, of course.
he finds a half an idol.
It's like, Ghost Island, man. Like it's half island. You get an idol, and you get an idol, and you get an idol. You get half an idol. Yeah, like again, production. Like people don't. I don't think people really think about how messed up our wonderful producers for Survivor really are. How mean they are.
They're twisted.
Because they are some mean sons of bitches, and it's great. It's like, here's your idol. You have an idol, but guess what? You only get a half of it. Oh my god!
And the other half, the note says the other half is in the middle of the shelter. Well, first of all, this is the first real shot that we have of the shelter. And so when he sat down at the shelter, I was like, where's the roof?
Where's the shelter?
Yeah, just bamboo on the floor. Where's the shelter?
The sunroof was pulled back, Billy. The sunroof.
I looked at that and I was like, what's the point? What? I couldn't help but look at that like, what's the point?
I remember in Survivor, if you didn't have a floor, it was fine, but if you didn't have a roof, you were dead.
Yeah. I'm like, where's Rupert to dig a hole in the ground when you meet him?
Well, Billy, I gotta tell you, we gotta dig this hole. We're gonna dig it. It's gonna be a great shelter. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know about you, but like this episode felt like I was watching. For me, it was like a flashback to watching Yao Man dig in the middle of camp. You know, like it's like watching Sylvia and Yao Man try to find an idol that was right where we were sleeping. That was that was great. Yeah. It's in the middle of the camp. It's in the middle of the shelter. It's just brilliant.
Oh wow! So Donathan actually, with the help of the other Malolo members, he gets that other piece. He has now the idol, the whole thing put together, and then, to my surprise, after they're in this good shape to where they could probably just blindside somebody with the idol, because everybody knows they're going after Michael.
After Michael, yeah.
Yeah, that's not quite what they decide to do. That's when we get the Laurel stir the pot. But I guess that idol kind of gave her like beer balls. You know, she's now a tough girl. She can go rat out anybody. There's an idol in her group.
We've got an idol. We can go after anybody. Who cares? I don't care. You know you don't care, girl, because it's like, I'm like, look, I'm waiting to meet Laurel because she's a fellow Yaley.
Oh,
all right. So she's a fellow Yaley. I'm gonna give her so much shit when I meet her. I'll be like, girl, don't you know there's a Survivor shut up button? You know, you're supposed to wear that button all times when you're on the island. It's like, I got some info. Shut up. Okay, cool. We cool. We don't have to say anything. We got a plan. Cool. Shut up. All right, cool. We got the plan. You know, you just tap that button, and you have that button, and you don't have to worry about it, because then you can vote however the heck you want to vote, and you don't have to sweat it. You know. But yeah, they had an idol. They had an idol, and they knew where the vote was supposed to go, and like, I get it that, you know, my homegirl was stirring up the vote, and that's fine, you know, because that's how you have to do it. You have to try and, like, you know, pick yourself up off the floor. But dang, man, let her.
Yeah.
Like that was some scrambling going on, and it was like Survivor Paranoia kicked in on them hardcore. You know what I'm talking about when I say about Survivor Paranoia.
What?
You know what I'm talking. No. I'm talking about, like, you know, you remember, like there's the thing is, like, are they voting for me tonight? I think somebody in the vote's going to change, and I don't know what like. You start like the voices of the spirits come and hit you.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night.
You're grabbing your stuff, and it's like you could have sworn you just heard your name called. You know?
And called, it's
Yeah.
like,
What?
like yeah,
There
what?
was nobody there, but you could have sworn somebody
Yeah.
just said your name.
It's like Billy Garcia. What?
What?
It's like, Billy. It's like the wind blows. Anthony, maybe I should get up and go talk to some people tonight. You know, I mean, but the thing is, like, Michael's been like everybody's been this entire season. This is why it's kind of fun to watch because everybody's been paranoid. You know, it's like there's the group of people who are like playing like they're kind of playing old school Survivor who are like, all right, we got numbers and we're gonna do it. We're gonna make sure we're doing it. We're gonna talk to everybody. We're gonna run it up. But they're all paranoid, right? They're all worried about it. They're all anxious. And the new school are like, oh, no, we'd be cool. We don't have to talk to everybody right now. We can let it come out during during tribal council, and we'll figure out what we're gonna go as.
Well, that was Kellen this episode where he's like, "No, I don't believe a word of what's going on. My girls, they would never betray me." And I'm like, "Oh, crap.
Yes, they will."
Oh, crap.
I thought she was gone. Honestly, I have this season's been nice because I kind of you kind of have that inkling of I think I know who's gonna go, but I'm not sure. It's gonna be a surprise, So
yeah, I know the editing has been outstanding this season. So we come to the immunity challenge, and we get the ball on a little disc, and you hold it steady with two ropes, and not only is this become a classic Survivor challenge, but I'm watching this show on the Spanish networks called Reto Cuatro Elementos, which is four elements challenge, and it's like their version of Survivor, and they literally had a rope challenge that same night. With the one where you hold yourself up and you hold on to the rope. Yeah.
Oh, that one sucks. Yeah. That one sucks for all the heavier, the bigger you are, the worse that one
gets.
Yeah,
exactly. So I got double dose of the rope challenge.
Holding the rope.
Yeah, hold the rope. So I actually tweeted in Spanish to the Cuatro Elementos. I was like, yeah, as a someone who's played Survivor, I can appreciate a good Survivor challenge on somebody else's show. And they actually retweeted me. I was like, holy crap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought I was going to get blocked or something.
It's like, no, it's not Survivor. It's like, you think we're a Survivor? Yes. It's like, Survivor Terranovia.
Yeah. So,
¿Por qué, Billy?
So, yeah. I thought they'd have looked me up and then have been like, he's one of us, blocked.
Nah.
All right, so Chelsea wins immunity. Everybody was dropping like flies, so there's really not. I can't even give a play-by-play. It was
no, and you go down, and you're just I expect the over to come out, and you drop your ball.
So Chelsea wins. She's the cheerleader of the group, the pro cheerleader. So I kind of assume that she's used to holding a position, for
the long time.
Yeah,
she's shaking, but I'm not gonna drop you, girl. Come on. Yeah, she's used to that.
Yeah, so I thought it made sense. I would have put money on her if there were Vegas odds. So
yeah.
So we get the good stuff now. We get Kellen confronted Desiree and Chelsea about the whole thing, and of course they were never in on it. So they were like, well Desiree was in on it.
What?
Chelsea was like, what?
What? Yeah.
So now Desiree has to do a crap ton of backpedaling. That was entertaining seeing her try to be like a worm on a hook. You know what's gonna happen to you if you're the worm on the hook.
She was caught. She was caught. And see, this is why the season's been fun because there's like I said, there's people who get all the nuances, and the people who are like nuance be damned.
Yeah.
And Desiree just did she pulled the nuance be damned, and the fact that one she started off by going over not to just one person and pulling them aside. She went in front of everybody, sat down. I'm with y'all. It's like that was ballsy, but to sit there in mid confronting somebody and to literally go, so I never said that. It's because Wendell walked by.
That was great.
Wendell walked by. I'm like, you've done this. You've played this game before, haven't you? It's like, so how dare you tell me and you're gonna out me like this and it's a horrible thing to do and just like do it and I came with you in confidence and breach of trust and like I never said that, girl. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing. Like she didn't just lie. She came out punching.
I was surprised that Laurel didn't just lose it on the spot. She was so
Yeah.
shocked that she lost.
Laurel's
Like the cat got her tongue. Like she was like in
the
freeze
look on Laurel's
frame.
face is like,
Yeah, she was like in freeze frame. She couldn't move. If it was me, I'd have been like, "Oh, what? You lying little."
what kills me is that Dominic was like, I'm not sure. Maybe we should check this out because that doesn't sound right to me. Like the fact that like there's literally 7 people sitting there going like, she lied, girl, she lied, Dominic, she lied, no, she lied, and she's going like, I didn't lie. And they went, maybe she didn't lie, I didn't lie. It's like I'm like there's like I say, there's 2 things, the things that you bring with you. You bring your shut up button and you bring your bullshit detector. And somebody's bullshit detector just was not working. It's like well, they looked at me dead in the eye and told me the truth. It's like that's the point where you just start chopping heads. Like, pull everybody aside one on one. Did you say this? What did you say? I didn't say that. Okay, you said this. Like,
well, yeah, Kellen
I
was
don't
so in denial.
sold.
She was in denial, like that her
Denial.
friend would ever. Since day one, we've been together.
Once-
We're Survivor. And day 39, you're not going to be together. That's the point.
Yeah. It's like, it's $1 million on the line. Are you kidding me? It's like the whole point is that you're gonna lie, outwit, outplay, and outlast. And if that means you're gonna tell a bold-faced lie to cut your best friend's throat on the island, you're gonna hang her upside down by her heels and slit her throat like she won the chickens. It's like, if it gets you a day further, and that's the thing. It's like I said, we have people who are like, nuance be damned, and people who are like going, I'm going to take her at her word because she's been with me. Because that's old school Survivor, right? It's like that, my word is my bond action, right? It's like,
I honestly, I thought that went out with Richard Hatch. Isn't it a thing
fair
now
enough.
to say unhatch a plan?
Unhatched.
Yeah. Isn't it now?
Unhatched. But it's one of those things where it's like, like old school Survivor was like you spit in your hand and you swear in your mom, it's like I'm telling the truth, and people would you would lock in. Heck, you would lock in on lies. People would lock in on lies in the old days, man. People are like, okay, it's cool. I swear on my dead grandmother, she just died, Johnny.
Yeah,
It's like, and people would be like, okay, I'll go with you, and Johnny be like, okay, because Johnny brought his shut up button. Johnny told a lie, and then he stopped talking about it. See, that's the thing. It's like, and this is what I've noticed in the last couple of seasons. People, especially last season was bad. It's like I'm gonna tell a lie. Last season and this season, early on, I was like, I'm gonna tell a lie, and instead of just telling a lie and let it hang there, I'm gonna tell a lie and I'm gonna embellish on it, and I'm gonna keep digging, and I'm gonna keep digging, and I'm gonna keep denying, as opposed to tell your lie, let somebody else do the work and don't do the work for them. Say okay, I didn't say that, and then shut up, or get caught in the lie, or better, just get caught in the lie. Get caught in the lie and okay, you caught me, naughty on me, because that's worked before. People got caught and admitted they lied, and they say, well, I know she's telling the truth now because I caught her in the lie, and she said were you lying to me? She said, yeah, I lied. And people didn't get voted out because of that. And this time, it's like, I don't get it.
I'm a big believer that in Survivor, it isn't just tell a lie. It's what lie do you tell? Yeah. So in my opinion, Desiree told the wrong lie. She told it wasn't me, I didn't do it type of lie. Whatever you say, it wasn't me or I didn't do it. That automatically gets skepticism. People get skeptical about it. I think what she should have said was a different lie. She should have said, I was checking to see who was going to stab me in the back. I told
a better lie.
Different people different lies to see who would stab me in the back, and now I know who's the backstabber.
And then that's a better lie, but see, that gets hard to do when you tell that lie in front of 7 people. what she should have done is like, like say that's like, I told a lie, so he was gonna, I was bait. Like that's when you go back to other people who are like, I was trying to check out people's faithfulness. Like, like just anything that has a grain of truth, because people will latch into that. People will latch on to that. If she gone back to Dom, instead of saying I didn't say that, I didn't say that. If she gone back to her and Kelly, if she gone and just said, well, you know, my survivor paranoia was kicking up, and I wanted to make sure they were telling the truth. Like you say, it's like a little grain of truth, and they would have been like, okay, she's with us,
Right.
and they would have protected her like, like the immunity idol down down Donovan's pants.
Yeah. Right. So apparently Donovan knew at Tribal Council that how the boat was gonna go, because he didn't play the idol to save Michael, so he kind of knew how the boat was gonna go. And Desiree in her closing statements was like, "Damn, they saw through my lie." I was like, "Oh." those are some bad parting words.
So I'm gonna get in. So I'm usually careful. I'm gonna get in trouble for this later. But she was doing Dreams game. She did what Dreams did, which was like, now I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound weird, and I'm gonna say it, and it's like I'm gonna tell a lie or tell half truth, or I'm gonna go back on my word 14 different times. And when you get busted, be surprised. How'd I get busted? I didn't get busted. I saw through that. Uh,
All
uh,
right. So, do you buy, rent, or bin this episode?
buy red or like I'll buy this episode. I like this episode. This episode was fun. Uh, Especially since I get to see Donathan be giddy again. I enjoy watching Donathan. Okay, out of all these people, because brother is like, he is just happy to be playing, and and then to turn around to have a guy who's so happy just to be playing as hard as he is, and no one realizes how hard he's playing the game,
Yeah.
right? Like he's gonna like somebody's gonna like I would not be surprised if he ends up in the final three,
Mm.
and everybody's gonna be like, how'd you end up in the final three? And he's gonna be like, well, it's like, remember that thing you did, and you came back, you told me what I told her, and we both, like he's gonna do that. And he's like, I found all the idols I needed to find what I needed. You guys kept sending me back, and everybody thought I wasn't a threat, and here I am. That's his speech, his speech can go for him. So,
He's so
but
he's
yeah,
so likable that he could actually pull what Rupert intended to pull and just charm his way into $1 million.
it'll happen. It may happen. It may happen.
So for me, I'm gonna buy it for a different reason. I thought this
Okay.
was this is gonna end up being one of the more classic crash and burns in Survivor history. So it's gonna go down in Survivor history. So yeah, I'll buy it because I want to see it again and see how someone just like lit a fuse and then sat on the bomb.
Sat on the bomb. She sister burnt herself. All right, let's for real. Yes, I will buy it for the exact. Yes, I will buy it for that reason too. I will rewind it and buy it, because this is okay for all you fans of Survivor who want to be on Survivor, on any of them. This is a great example of how not to tell a lie on Survivor. First of all, don't lie in front of 5 people at the same time, because you want to have yourself plausible deniability. You want to be able to turn around to somebody else who went, "Did you say that?" And be like, "No, I didn't say that. That's her. She's lying." Right? You go to 5 people you want to bring in, talk to 2 at most, maybe 3. That's pushing it. Talk to 2 people, tell your lie, and then if you get caught in your lie, either admit it or, like Billy suggests, tell a slightly different version of that same lie, but a smarter version,
Yeah.
a version that makes sure that it has a grain of truth in it, so they can be like, okay, maybe you're right. Give them something, give them a reason to believe you. And this is a textbook version of how not to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh. All right, so we got some listener questions for you.
okay.
Some listeners and viewer questions. First,
Hi, y'all.
first up is Jillian Smart, and she wants to know, Anthony, when was the last time you spoke to the amazing Sylvia?
Oh gosh, man, it's been a minute since I spoke to Sylvia. Sylvia and I have remained friends. She's had a really busy life right now, and because she's got some beautiful kids who are all, God help me, graduated from like high school and college now at this point, if memory serves correctly. But she's had a flowing business, and the last time we last time we talked, I think it was a couple of years ago. It was like about 2 years ago, but we kind of still stay in touch over Facebook and some of the other social apps as we do. So yeah, she's doing good. It's my girl.
All right. So Louisa wants to know, apart from yourself, which male and female player from your season deserves a second chance?
Oh, dude. So we actually we all talk about this from time to time.
Yeah.
I think straight off, um, Jessica DeBen, and this is gonna be one that a lot of people, including Jeff Probst, probably agree with me. I love to see Jess get to play. Jessica didn't get to play, and that was in part because she just had a rough couple of first days out there, and her name came up, and we all dug in, and she went home before she even had a chance to really get into the game. And I think, from what I know of Jess, she would have been a good player. She'd have been a strong player, especially in late game. But we never got to see any of that. So that's my choice for female. My choice for a dude that I'd like to see again. I would actually, believe it or not, like to see. And people think I'm crazy for this. I like to see Mookie get to play again. And now that Mookie is an older guy now, so Mookie's mellowed out. When Mookie played it, he was young, and he was cocky and he's headstrong, and while being a very strong person, he was sure of himself in a way that disrespected other people. He's a different person now. Mookie's a much different person, than he was on the island. And like we've all grown up. It's been 10 years, 11 years, 11 years,
Wow.
11 years, 11 years, 12 years. Oh God, don't say that. It's been 12 years since we shot it. It's been 11 since it aired. Yeah. So it is. We're all different people, and Mookie has matured in a really smart way, and he's a smarter person. He was smart out there. Don't get me wrong. Mookie was already smart. He was actually a very strong player, which is why had things not gone the way they would with our switch. And I talk about this. Like if you meet me in person, I'll talk about this for hours. Mookie was the next one going home if we had helped, if we hadn't got that trouble mixed up, because we had a plan for like the Cylons. We had a plan, but Mookie is a very strong player. Mookie is a smart player, and he's got actually a really good social game. But I think his social game would improve now because he is, like I said, from what I know of him, what I know of the man, he's a much more patient, much more mature man, and he has a better understanding that even if you don't actually respect somebody, you got to play it.
Right.
Even if you don't respect, like, because back out there, he straight up told me, it's like the reason I'm voting for you is because I don't respect you.
Wow.
And I was like, how do you not know me? Like, how do you not respect me? He's like, well, because people have to, like, I don't respect anybody until they've proven that they're in my respect. And I said, that's not how you have to play, man. You have to be, because I was an old man by this point. I was 33 on the island. I was compared to a lot of people, compared to a lot of people, like I had older on the other end, but compared to a lot of those guys out there, I was like, one of the older guys, even though I was the crybaby. But the thing is that, like, what I told him, I said, like, Mookie, like, you give people respect until they have a reason not to respect them, and that's how you that's how you treat people. You treat people with respect, like they are a person. Even in a game for $1 million, and as cutthroat as Survivor is, if you do not respect other people, it will bite you in the ass. It will bite you in the ass every single time. So he is now of a mind. He's a mindset that he is a person who respects other people.
That's cool.
And he's a good man. I thought he was a good kid out there, and he's a good man. And what I've seen of the businessman that he's become and all that stuff, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's still strong. He's still incredibly a good physical person. So the short version of that is Mookie and Jessica DeBen. Mookie Lee and Jessica DeBen, I think would be Jessica DeBen, Polish. She's married now. But JDB and Mookie would be the people that I'd love to see get the chance to really play that game, because I think both of them have a good chance of getting far, if not winning.
Nice. For my season, I'd say Cowboy because he innovated the splitting of the votes, the out and idle, and then also Jenny from his tribe as well, because she got hosed with the whole message in a bottle twist.
Oh man, poor that girl. I wanted to see her go because she was good. Yeah.
All right, so Marlene Bottoms wants to know Anthony, where did you go on your pre-jury trip for your season, and who are you still friends with from the pre-jury?
Oh gosh. Well, I'll answer that backwards here. So people I'm still friends with and I'm tight with. Believe it or not, I'm actually friends with everybody from my pre-jury. We call ourselves the Fiji Seven.
Nice.
They went out. Like I said, JDB, Jessica DeBen, like we still talk all the time. She just had a birthday actually. So if you guys see her online, wish her happy birthday. So Jessica DeBen, I'm still tight with. Erica, for my season, we still talk from time to time. Papa Smurf, we're deep. We're like this, me and Papa Smurf, because we were the only dudes on that trip. So that's my Papa. That's my Papa Smurf. We call each other. Like at this point right now, we've been calling. It slows down after a while, but we call each other literally like 2 or 3 times a year and just talk and chew the fat. And he goes, "Hey Anthony, how you doing?" It's great. We all hang out. Liliana, I still talk to, like pretty much everybody that all of us pre-voted out. Like Sylvia, we all talk. Mama Zita Rita, oh my gosh, Rita's doing so well. I'm so happy for Rita.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years since she came out here and visited, and she's been busy. That girl is like all over. She's all over Telemundo and like all the Spanish stuff. Like she like you want to talk about a success story come out of Survivor. She transformed. Her 15 minutes into full-blown career, and so now she's a news anchor now.
Yeah.
For Spanish news television. She's doing shows, she's doing all sorts of things and visits and talks, and she's a model and an actress before that. So this is just like a perfect punt. But yeah, I'm friends with all those guys. We're all still pretty tight, and when we get together, it's we all have the same foibles and fun things. So the first part of that question he asked, and was where we get to go. And for our pre-jury trip, we were in Sydney, Australia.
Nice.
We were in Sydney, Australia. So I have a love affair with Australia. We were there during American Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So we were there during the middle of your summer, like spring going into summer during our winter. And to make matters even more fun, it was the Ashes. So all of our Australian friends, you guys know, right? It was the middle of the Ashes, and which was exciting for me because I'd never really paid attention to cricket before, and I got into it, and I can actually follow around. And it was the middle of the Ashes, and it was in Australia that year. And at the same time, Australian American Idol was their final finale was happening while we were there.
Nice.
So we snuck into like their finale party. So we missed some American Idols, and yeah, we had a good time. We went through wine country, which is where I got to see the spiders like this. You guys have some great wines down there. I re-fell in love with Thule's. Thule's new as opposed to Thule's old. Okay, it makes a difference, all right? Yeah, it's like I love me some Australia. You guys are wonderful down there. We spend a lot of quality time down on the rocks down in Bondi Beach, and like I said, we went through wine country and the whole thing. I'm in love with your country. I'm in love with Australia. It's a wonderful place. I want to go back. I need to go back.
Same here. Same here. My pre-jury trip was in Noosa Heads, which is in Queensland. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm with you. I keep saying, like, if I didn't live in New York City, like my second pick would be like Brisbane or something like that in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, and for me, it's like, and fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, it's like I'm married with children now, so Australian women, you are safe.
All right. So
We'll just cut that part out later. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's like yeah, Australia, we love you. We love you. You guys are great. It's a great country and people are friendly, and God, if I live any place in the world, I want to go back to Sydney. So there you have it.
There you have it. All right, so Mitch wants to know who's the biggest diva around your tribe, and if it was somebody different, who was the most annoying?
She's gonna punch me later. So Rita. I could say that because that's how she got voted out. If you watch my season, you can go back again and you can see the moment where Rocky and I agreed on something. So that should tell you a lot.
Oh, that's right.
That should tell you a lot. Rocky and I actually agreed on something, and it wasn't even like should we split this? Like, no, the votes that I got were from Rita, because we all voted for Rita because Rita kept,
Wow, yeah.
like y'all hear I can talk, Rita can talk more, and when you haven't eaten or slept in like 9 days, and you haven't gone to the bathroom in 6,
Yeah, okay.
it's like, yeah. So that was, yes.
All right. So Miranda wants to know, what is the one challenge you most wish you could have competed on during not just your season but any season?
Oh man. God, there's so many good ones. Like, seriously, like the last 4 or 5 seasons. I like it's like every third challenge. I'm like, damn, I want to do that one. Oh man, I wish I could have done that. Um, Really, pretty much any of the big memory challenges. And when I say the memory challenges, I'm talking about the ones where like it's like the 14 things you have to do to get out the maze. It's like, you know, like the ones where it's like, and first you have to climb up this rope, and you have to make your way to the middle, and you have to go over this, and you have to lift this lock and unlock this one puzzle. Go back to the front, come back out, bring out the ball, and like those puzzles that like have like literally have like it's like the world's worst escape room.
Yeah.
There's 40 things
Yeah.
where there's like you have to do 40 things before the other people do those same 40 things. That's like a net and a climb and a rope and a memory, like those things. I love that challenge, those challenges. Like I see those from all these seasons, and I want to do them. I ache for them, and uh, like those are ones that I have no idea if I would do good at them. I have to believe I could, but I'd love to get a chance to do them. And Honestly, the other one I'd love to do is pretty much any of the real endurance challenges, the painful ones.
Mm.
Um, my personal favorite, I'm gonna go way, way back, way, way back. Um, season, what was that? Season 3. Yeah, season 3 of American Survivor, Thailand.
No, that was
Okay,
Thailand was season
is that 4?
5.
It's 4, 5. Is that 5?
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Africa was 3. Marquesas was 4.
Africa was 3. This is 4, and then this is 5.
5. Yeah.
So season 5, Thailand. So a lot of people don't like Thailand. I know that's like on the bottom, just below Fiji. um, But believe it or not, Thailand was one of my favorite seasons. And we got Xi'an out of Thailand.
Yes.
And we got Brian as a psychotic but amazingly hard played winner out of Thailand. And I don't know if you remember, in Thailand, they had that really kind of amazingly painful long challenge at the end of Thailand, where it's like their final 3 was that weird bamboo form that held you in that painful like meditation prayer with your fingers like all splayed out in your body bent back, and they had to hold the coins between their fingers, and whoever still had one coin between their fingers left was the winner. And that one went for 3 hours. It was like they were excruciating this horrible position, and the muscles are trembling and they're dropping coins left and right, and they went for 3 hours.
That's crazy that you want to do that.
I but that's Survivor, man. That's
true.
that's real mind over matter, and things we haven't really had anything like that nuts in a while. Like I don't think we've had anything that nuts ever again. And sure, they've gone like for long times, but like it's like hold on to this pole, it's comfortable. Like sure your legs are numb, but you still can you can't feel them anymore, so it doesn't matter the pain. As opposed to like I've been setting this form that hurts, and my back hurts, and my legs hurt, and my arm. So. Yes,
Wow.
that would be the one I'd want to do.
Nice. All right. So Sasha Petersmith has this game she likes to play. It's called Kiss, Slap, Hug, Run Away, or Get in a Wrestling Ring With. All right.
Ooh.
So we're going to name some players, some of them from your season, some of them from the current season. All right. So we're going to go with Papa Smurf, Gary.
One of my choices again: kiss, slap, hug, run away. Wait, hug? What? Is that one of those?
Yeah. Kiss, slap, hug, run away, or wrestle.
Hug. That's Papa Smurf. That's my man.
All
He's
right.
a big Papa. He's huggable.
Yow Man.
Yeah, man. Hug.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
All right. So we'll jump to the current season then.
Okay. Yeah. Because we're friends with. There's a couple people I might want to slap, but that's a whole other thing.
All right. Laurel.
Hug slap.
Oh, so that's a very
Hug slap.
hug slap. All right,
Hug slap.
We'll accept that. Donathan.
I want to hug Donathan.
All right.
I love Donathan. He's great.
All right, so let's jump to maybe two more guys. These are from not your season or not the current season.
Okay.
Richard Hatch.
God.
I knew that would make it tough for you.
Oh man, that's hard, dude. Because it's I want to kiss Richard Hatch. Let's kiss Richard Hatch.
All right, I thought you were gonna go with the wrestling match.
The wrestling match, he'll win. He'll win.
All right,
Tyson, wrestle.
There you go. Wrestle. All right. So our last listener question here is from Granny Survivor. She says, "Hello, dears. What a big week of Survivor in general. New Zealand Survivor's back, and so she's real excited about that. Now she gets double Survivor, and the women continue to dominate the challenges. That's something else she's." Yeah. So she wants to know, what's your most interesting fan interaction that you've had?
God, most interesting fan interaction. Gosh, man, it's like I've gotten to meet a lot of people. Honestly, the most interesting one was shortly after while my season was still airing. I was at a Kings game.
Ooh, nice.
and I completely changed. Like I wear my hat. If you remember the show, I wore my hat all the time. I got my beard and stuff. I have my glasses. The quintessential Anthony look. And I did everything different. I shaved completely. Shaved my head. Shaved my beard off. I didn't wear a hat. I wore contacts. And I literally was walking down like my jersey, and I hear somebody go, Anthony Robinson. I'm looking like, what? Huh? What? Literally from across the concourse.
Oh,
It's like screaming my name, like Anthony Robinson. I'm like, yeah, like, and she's just smiling at me. I'm like, do I know you? Did we go to high school together? She's like, you're here. You're on the island right now, but you're here. And so she's screaming, and I'm just like, shh. We're not supposed to be. It's like she's literally screaming like in the middle of Los Angeles, and LA people don't care. LA people are like, you're on Survivor, who cares? But like even back then it was like funny because so that was my favorite interaction because she's bringing people like this guy's on the island, but he's here right now, but you're on the island. So that's my interesting.
Nice. She had other questions, but we've answered them. Have you been to Australia? We already know.
Yeah.
What was would you play again? We already talked about going.
God.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. Please call me back. I'll go on anybody's Survivors. Like if Australia want to call me, man, I'm fly down under. I'll be like, honey, we're gonna go down to survive. I'm gonna go down there and get on the Thunderbox and go. So yeah.
Yeah, same here. All right, so let's play. Our final thing here is to play our trivia game. Our 5 questions. True, false. Let me make sure I don't botch this week here. Our leaderboards are Matt Bischoff at 4-1.
Okay.
Both Brian and Figgy are tied at 3-2.
Ooh. Okay.
Sharia,
Figgy,
Eric, and Tanya. Since we were talking about Thailand, Tanya.
Tanya.
She's at 2 and 3. They're all at 2 and 3.
Oh,
and then
man, okay.
Bringing up the rear is our executive producer, Ben Watersworth, who was protesting because he didn't like the results. All right. So all of these are true and false.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Gandia Johnson made an appearance on Judge Judy.
True.
Wow, you're 1-0. True. Nice job. Nice job. All right, question number 2. Amazon was the first season to not feature a tie vote of any kind.
True.
Unfortunately, that is false. That was Thailand. Of all seasons,
okay.
we were just talking about it.
Ain't that a bitch?
All right, you're 1-1. You're 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
All right, question number 3. More Survivor Thailand. Survivor Thailand is the only season to feature the Survivor auction before the merge with tribes competing.
Oh God. True.
Yes, you're 2-1. All right, I wouldn't have guessed that one. All right, question number 4. 13 of 20 contestants of Survivor Cook Islands were from the state of California.
True.
Yeah, I bitched about that so damn much.
I was like, I can find all y'all walking down the street, man. Come on.
All right, so you're 3-1, and this is the last question here. You're going for the tie for first place.
All right.
The question is, the distress signal challenge hasn't been seen since Marquesas.
False.
You're absolutely right. It was Palau was the last time it was
Oh
seen.
yeah.
4-1. You're tied with Matt for first place. All right. Wow. I'm impressed.
Thank you. I love me some Survivor, man.
All right. So thank you so much, Anthony, for being part of our recap episode here and for being on the Survivor Oz Network, or the Oz Network. I'm still going
The
old
Oz
school.
Network. Sorry, the Oz Network. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for having me. And remember me in your prayers.
Aww.
Oh. Yeah.
And to all of you listening and viewing, thank you so much. I'm Billy Garcia along with Anthony Robinson, and this has been the Survivor Ghost Island Recap.
Thank you for listening to the Oz Network. Don't forget to subscribe to get new episodes delivered to your speakers every week. For more information, hit us up at theoznetwork.net.